am sitting in the morning at the diner on the corner. I am waiting at the counter for the man to pour the coffee, and he fills it only halfway. And before I even argue, he is looking out the window at somebody coming in. It is always nice to see you, says the man behind the counter. And I look the other way as they are kissing their hellos. And I'm pretending not to see them, and instead I pour the milk. What's up, guys? Sorry, guys. What's up, guys? It's Saturday, April 13th, 2024. That is the Bitcoin block height. We're almost there, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Bitcoin price today. And that, my friends, is how many Satoshis you can get for $1. My goodness. We are less than 1,000 blocks away from the Bitcoin halving at the 840,000th block height. I'm going to make a video about that next week. 10 things you should know about the Bitcoin halving. I'm going to make that next Saturday, because next Saturday, 420, is supposed to be the Bitcoin halving. And a lot of people are going to be celebrating, especially it being 420. I don't participate in that. But yeah, and as you can see how many Satoshis you can get for $1. Speaking of that, if you sign up with Swan, it's free to do that. You will get $10 of free Bitcoin. So you'll get 10 times the amount of that dollar, because as you can see, the price dipped, and I bought the dip, as you can see. But when the price goes down, that means the Satoshis you can get go up. So right now is a great time to sign up, get your account verified, and get those thousands of Satoshis for free. And also, on your first $10,000 of your purchases, there are no fees on those. So all you got to do is either click the link or scan that code, and you will be in there like swimwear. As you can see from the title, price is relative. We are so early. Guys, listen, man. Listen. You have no idea. I know you guys think you're late to the party. I know you think you paid too much or whatever. And by the way, tell me what you paid when you first got in. If you want to, you don't have to. I know it's a private thing. That's kind of a personal thing, but if you want to share, you can. Tell us when you got in, and tell me if you thought that you got in too late or you paid too much. I know I felt that way. I got in February 2021, and the price was ripping. I remember it was like 30,000 the month before that, and it just kept ripping. Then I thought, man, I'm too late. I'm paying $50,000. That was my first purchase. Then it crashed down a little bit in the 40s and stuff. I thought I paid too much, because I saw it when it was cheaper than that, and I just thought, man, I'm too late, man. I paid too much. Let me know in the comments if you felt the same way. Now, over the last few days, I've been teasing this clip that I've been telling you that I wanted to show you. Now, some of you guys might have saw this already on different forums, on Twitter and things like that, or maybe on different videos or something like that. And I saw it last week. I watched the whole podcast, the What Bitcoin Did podcast with Peter McCormick. He had American HODL on there. I think it was like April 3rd they were on. I don't know when they shot it, but that's when they uploaded it. And they did it in Las Vegas, which is cool. And by the way, you should follow both of them on Twitter. Follow Peter McCormick. Follow American HODL. He's an OG in the space. OG, man. Some of the best philosophies. American HODL came before British HODL. And follow What Bitcoin Did podcast. Probably the best podcast in Bitcoin, to be honest. One of the OG podcasts. Follow them on YouTube and everything else. But they had a great interview. I'll leave a link in the description box for the whole video. Man, this clip here, oh my goodness. You're talking about being early to the party. You guys have no idea. So he puts it in perspective of how much he paid to get in, what he was thinking, and what's going to happen in the future. So without further ado, let's take a look.
You talked about people thinking they're too late on Twitter recently.
Oh, yeah.
The ego behind that.
Yeah. So when you first came to Bitcoin, didn't you think you were too late?
I've said this over and over. Every single time I've ever bought Bitcoin, I thought it's expensive.
100%.
When it was £80, I was like, what the fuck? £80 for this digital thing? Came back in 2016, it was £600. I was like, fuck, it's expensive. And there's never been a time I thought, oh, that was cheap. Every time.
That's how I felt my first year or so in in Bitcoin when I wasn't really understanding. I thought I paid too much until the bear market came in and I was getting cheap stats, and I started to get a better grip on it, and I started looking at things from a Satoshi standpoint and really getting my base layer of understanding Bitcoin. I really thought I was paying too much, but now this is why I make these Satoshi Saturday videos, guys. Satoshis are very, very cheap in comparing what it's going to be in the future.
I made my first buys at like 220, right? And
sorry for stopping it, guys. 220. That's how many Satoshis per dollar he was getting at $220 a Bitcoin. That's how many Satoshis he was getting, guys, per dollar. My goodness.
When we're looking back on $220 Bitcoin, it's like, holy shit, it was basically free Bitcoin. They were just giving it away. But at the time, it was so expensive in my mind. And I kept thinking about, there were all these stories you were hearing about the guys who had got it at a quarter and a nickel, or they mined it for free on their laptop. And I was comparing myself to those guys, right? And so I think when a lot of people are having conversations today and, they're talking about Bitcoin, I hear this all the time from like normie friends or whatever, neighbors, friends, they basically go, man, good for you, man. I missed it though, dude. I missed it, and I'm like, you didn't miss it, man. You didn't miss it. I mean, the answer I say is just, hey, listen, it was really expensive for me also. I felt like $200 Bitcoin was expensive. And like, I know that's a mind fuck when you hear that today, but eventually, here's the framework to think about. When the price moves $200 today, I don't notice it. It probably moved $200 100 times while we were having this conversation. I didn't notice or care. It doesn't mean anything to me. And eventually, one of these days, the price will move $65,000 and you literally won't notice or care. And I know that sounds stupid, but that is going to happen, because are you really going to notice a difference between 2.62 million versus 2.68 million in your account? No, you're going to look at it and you're going to go, still 2.6, still doing good. You're not going to really care about the 60 grand. So like the 60 grand, believe it or not, is de minimis. It's a rounding error, even though it's the price of a really pretty nice car. And you have to just check yourself and say, okay, do I believe in Bitcoin's story going forward? But if you take this broader view, Bitcoin moves in order of magnitude each epoch. So every epoch, it moves up in order of magnitude. When me and you came in, it was in the hundreds of dollar range. And then it was in the thousands of dollar range post 2017 bubble. And yeah, it went briefly to 10, 20, whatever, but it came back down. It was stayed mainly in the thousands of dollar range. Then, we're now in the tens of thousands of dollar range. It's been here for 3 years. We're all anticipating it going into the hundreds of thousands of dollar range. And then it's going to blip to $1 million. I'm going to win my bet against you. Fuck you, by the way. And then it's going back into the hundreds of thousands of dollar range. And it's going to stay there for the rest of the epoch. Then it will move into the 7-figure range, then the 8-figure range, right? So if you believe in Bitcoin's story, that you still, right now, as the time of this recording, it's 65,000 or whatever. If you believe that there is a $100,000 epoch coming, $1 million, tens of millions, then you have 3 orders of magnitude to go from here. That's a shitload. Yeah, you missed out on half the move, but you still have the back half of the move. And there's a lot of percentage gains to go. So like, if Bitcoin goes to 10 million, a person with 10 million sats is a millionaire. That's fucking mind-blowing.
Whoa. Crazy, right? Mind-blowing. Even for me, as bullish as I am, that was mind-blowing for me. But I believe that. It's math, guys. Again, this is why I make Satoshi Saturday videos, right? I make other different kind of Bitcoin videos and stuff like that through the week, and I talk about politics here and there. This series specifically is for Satoshis, because there's going to be a time that we're not going to be able to get full Bitcoins. That's going to be a thing of the past. And again, American HODL bought at $200 something a coin. But relative to him, that was a lot of money for him, right? Same thing with me, $50,000, $40,000. It's like, man, it's a lot of money. It used to be $3,000 and blah, blah, blah. People that bought it $10 thought it was a lot of money, and comparing, they got it for free. They got it for 50 cents. Hopefully I can make 50% and it goes up to $15 before it crashes to zero. Like the great ones say, man, it's a rounding error. When I first heard that saying, it's a rounding error, I heard that from Greg Foss, Canadian guy. He's all into finance and everything else, into the markets and stuff. And he's thinking, Bitcoin's going to be at 2 million and some change very, very soon.
If Bitcoin's worth $2 million, which I think it is in today's dollars, because of a total addressable market calculation, if you're messing around because you're waiting for Bitcoin to go to 21,000 versus buying it at 29,000, you're the stupidest asset manager on the block, okay? It's a rounding error in the context of where it could go, especially, and here's the secret sauce, when the gamma squeeze kicks in. It'll go to your $200,000 price target overnight, max, when one large company or big pension fund announces $100 billion position in Bitcoin. Gamma squeezes rip your face off, okay? You could be in for a face-ripping rally when you are caught short and the gamma squeeze comes in.
And guys, listen, the debasement of our currency and how much they're printing and the issuance of Bitcoin getting cut in half and the supply being as scarce as it is, and mathematically it has to go up. It just does. And for me to hear a man say at today's price of 60-something thousand, that's going to be the price that's going up and down, man, that's crazy. But like I said in the last week's video about the silver, I really believe it's going to do that. This epoch, this next epoch we're coming into, Epoch 5, this is the time we're going to be in the hundreds of thousands. Right now, we're in the tens of thousands right now. The entire Epoch 4, we were in the tens of thousands right after the crash of the coronavirus and stuff. But now we're going to head into a territory. We're going to be in the hundreds of thousands, and I think we may touch 7 figures at the end of the epoch. I don't know for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me. It's math, guys. It's math. We are so early, you don't even understand, man. It seems like we're late. This thing is a baby. It's only 15 years old. This is why I tell you guys to hold on for 4 years and study it every single day, because in the next epoch and the next epoch after that, because trust me, if you buy Satoshis and you hold on to them for 4 years and you're studying every day, you'll never let them go. It's a black hole. It'll suck you in. These numbers sometimes seem very, very daunting, and it is because we're comparing Bitcoin or Satoshis to different asset classes. There is nothing in the world like this, guys. Nothing. Bitcoin is going to suck the world dry of liquidity. It just is. It's going to suck in real estate money because right now it's a store of value. So it's going to suck in market cap from gold, market cap from silver, market cap from real estate, market cap from equities, all different kind of real estate, especially commercial real estate. It's going down the tubes, individual houses of real estate, all the savings tools and technology that we have to use today in order to beat or even keep up with inflation. You have to find a savings tool. And right now, Satoshi's is the way. Listen, guys, don't think you're too late to this. You're not. Trust me. Trust me on this. This first 15 years with about 0.5% adoption in all these big institutions, I'm not even in yet. We got the BlackRocks of the world and stuff like that, but I'm talking about the major players. Have you heard about the Mr. 100 who's buying 100 Bitcoin at a time? Not just every day. That entity is buying multiple times a day. So we're at about 0.5% of the world population of the 8 billion plus people that are in the world that have to share these 21 million Bitcoin or 2.1 quadrillion. And again, I said this in the last video, a lot of those are lost and a lot of those are not moving. 1.1 million about of Satoshi's coins are not moving. And you have to share this. This is a global money, guys. Remember, Satoshi's is the money for the internet. All the other currencies in the world are for their specific regions and countries. Yeah, you can spend them other places, but you mostly got to convert them to the local currency. You don't have to do that with Satoshi's. Satoshi's is the world currency for the internet. So guys, listen to me. Down below, there's a lot of different study guides down there. You got Bitcoin University, you got What Bitcoin Did podcast. There's all kind of books you can read. I got it all down there. You can start off with my channel. I'm an introductory channel. You can start off with all my Satoshi Saturday videos. You haven't watched those, watch those. Because guys, listen, it is pertinent. It's absolutely a must, whether you know this or not, for you to study Bitcoin. Get off of zero. If you guys are on zero still, and there's a few of you that are still on zero because you think it's a scam and everything else, you know more than Larry Fink. You know more than Michael Saylor and Elon Musk, Paul Tudor Jones.
Like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is math, and math has been around for thousands of years, and 2 plus 2 is going to equal 4, and it will for the next 2,000 years. So I like the idea of investing in something that's reliable, consistent, honest, and 100% certain. So Bitcoin has appealed to me because it's a way for me to invest in certain. I like Bitcoin.
All these multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires, I'm not telling you to sell everything and put it into Bitcoin, but get off of zero. Get some Satoshis. And every time you buy, mark the date down for every 4 years. And look at it for every 4 years, the date you bought it from. Study while you're doing it and see what happens. We all know for a fact that the dollar is going to die. We know that. Now, it may not be in our lifetime. It may be in our children's or our grandchildren's lifetime. We also know for a fact that we are up to our eyeballs in debt. We are. Those are just facts. We can't argue that stuff. We are printing money every single day. Every single dollar that you have in the bank or in your pocket is losing its value every second of the day. Look at the debt clock. They are printing money left and right. It's all about the rate of printing. It's not that they don't print. They print all the time. They overspend. They don't tell us about it. They lie about it. I've been lied to my whole life about this, and so have you. I will not leave my children and my grandchildren in peril. I won't, and I know you won't either. So you got to find the answer. And what is it? I don't know. Is it precious metals? You guys know all about that. You guys know everything you need to know, you precious metal stackers. Even if you're not a precious metal stacker, you guys know about precious metals. Everybody knows about that, but this is a new technology. Get ahead of the game. What do you think is going to happen in 10 years? You think this world is going to be less digital or more digital? What do you think? It's a must that you study this. It's a must. It's just a must, guys. So listen, guys, I've said this once and I'll say it 1,000 times. Your grandkids, your great-grandchildren will never be able to get the Satoshis you can get today. Not for the price you can get today. And remember, you can get thousands of them for free just for signing up for Swan. Free. And those Satoshis will do you good, man. So get those Satoshis for free today just for signing up, and do you and your family a favor, your legacy a favor, your generations a favor, and stack Satoshis today so you don't have to work for those same Satoshis tomorrow. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.